Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Ginger Fox here, and we are going to be reading some Desire and Decorum. This one is Chapter 9 of Book 2, Until Dawn. The challenge has been issued. Will true love reign victorious? Ray victorious? I think it's reign victorious. Okay, let's get into this, guys. Book 2, Chapter 9, Until Dawn. At the castle ruins near the Edgewater estate. Miss Parsons clenches her fist as she stares down Duke Richards. I have had enough for you and your claim over Lady Claire. And what are you going to do about it? Let's put an end to this once and for all. Duke Richards, I challenge you to a duel. Miss Parsons! Pistols at dawn. I don't want you to get hurt, Miss Parsons. I know, but I can't stand idle any longer as Duke Richards dishonors you. Duke Richards looks over Miss Parsons from head to toe, then lets out a hearty laugh. Ha ha ha! You must guess, miss. I'm sure you're just confused by your womanly disposition. Read my lips, your grace. I have never been more sincere in my life. Challenged by a woman? Has everyone completely lost all sense of decorum? You should return to the sewing circle where you belong. You are embarrassing yourself. Miss Parsons is exactly where she should be, by my side. She has more of a reason to be here than some pompous old duke. Miss Parsons smirks at you, then turns her glare back to the duke. Once again, I challenge you to a duel, your grace. But perhaps you're too cowardly to accept. Duke Richards inhales sharply and his face reddens as he hisses in Miss Parsons' face. Do not dare call me a coward. I believe she just did. Well, your grace, shall we duel for Lady Claire's hand? Why would I? She is already my fiancée. Then the winner receives her hand, and the loser will never set eyes on Lady Claire again. But Miss Parsons, I accept your terms. Tomorrow at dawn, this very spot. Enjoy your last night together, Lady Claire, because soon you'll never see Miss Parsons again. Duke Richards brushes past Miss Parsons, bumping her shoulder along the way. You watch as he disappears into the thicket of trees, leaving the two of you alone. Miss Parsons' knees falter, and she falls on the large boulder beside her. Annabelle, are you all right? I challenge Duke Richards to a duel tomorrow. Miss Parsons' fingers drum against her leg. You take her hand, squeezing it tightly. Annabelle, you must know. I don't want anything to happen to you. There must be another way. It's too late to back out now. Miss Parsons cups her cheek, gazing directly into your eyes. But even if it weren't, you are worth it. I don't want Duke Richards to have a claim over you a moment longer, but now we can break your engagement legitimately. It's a bit extreme of a situation, but if this is how the two of us can finally be together, so be it. Miss Parsons glances around the clearing and sighs. But we should leave. There are preparations to make. And go where? I can't return to Edgewater to strategize now. Not when Duke Richards will be doing the same there. Perhaps Mrs. Sinclair will be willing to help us out. That's a brilliant idea, Annabelle. After his history with Duke Richards, I'm certain he would do whatever it takes to help break my engagement. Then I'll send word to him and our friends to meet at Lidford Park. You stand and extend your hand to Miss Parsons. She laces her fingers with yours as the two of you retreat back through the forest. Later that afternoon, after sending word to the others, you finally arrive at Lidford Park with Briar. The two of you look around in awe at the sight of the large manor. Oh my, Mrs. Sinclair owns all of this? It's so large. I could easily lose myself in those gardens. Just then, Mrs. Sinclair appears through the front doors and briskly walks over. Lady Claire, Miss Dally, please be welcome to my humble abode. You own quite a magnificent property, sir. Thank you, my lady. I take great pride in maintaining it. And it shows. I must admit, I'm now quite intrigued to see what the interior looks like. Shall we join everyone else inside then? They're all waiting for your arrival. You nod and take Mrs. Sinclair's outstretched arm as he leads you inside. In the parlor, you soon find Miss Parsons and Prince Hamid lounging on the sofas, while Mr. Harper inspects the decorations above the fireplace. Mrs. Sinclair has been gone for quite a long time. I wonder if he lost his way in his own house. It is a large property. I think it's safe to say we have finally found our way back. Lady Clare at last, and Miss Dally. It is a pleasure to see such beauties here. I only wish these were happier times. This duel could be the chance we had been hoping for, though. A way to break my engagement without ruining my reputation. And should Duke Richards die in the process, well, I don't think many will be devastated to see him go. We should begin with preparations. You'll need a second, Miss Parsons. Forgive me, a what? Essentially, a second person who will stand beside her through the duel. But frankly, the more the merrier. I don't disagree, Lady Clare, but we must follow certain rules. We don't want Duke Richards to claim the duel was not honorable or legitimate. Might I point out he can't claim it as honorable if he's already dead? Oh, I like that idea. I never knew you were so knowledgeable about dueling, Mrs. Sinclair. My father taught me they are honorable affairs, and that a gentleman must be familiar and prepared for one. So, who will be your second, Miss Parsons? Parsons looks around the room, her gaze stopping on Mrs. Sinclair. Mrs. Sinclair, will you stand by me? No one is better suited than you. Are you certain you want me? Who else has as much reason to despise Duke Richards, given your history together? You also seem more well versed in the series of dueling etiquette. I will be honored if you require anything. Simply say the word and I shall be there to assist. If that's the case, can you teach me the finer points of dueling? I want to be sure I have my best chance against the Duke. Of course, that is not a problem at all. Miss Parsons follows Mrs. Sinclair across the room before turning back to you. Lady Clare, might I borrow you to stand in as our Duke Richards in this scenario? I don't mind helping. He is a pomegranate oaf, and I am far better than that. I can completely understand, my lady. Nevertheless, I thank you for assisting us here. Mrs. Sinclair guides you where to stand, directly across from Miss Parsons. You stare her down, a small smile playing across your lips. On my count, you'll turn away from each other, take 10 paces in the opposite direction, then fire your pistol. Prepare yourself, Lady Clare. 1, 2. You stop away from Miss Parsons one number at a time until 10. You immediately spin around and point towards Miss Parsons, ready to fire. Miss Parsons. You lower your hand, returning it to your side. I know I can't do any harm to you, but it feels too real. That is all right. I understand, Lady Clare. Miss Sinclair walks around Miss Parsons, carefully observing her stance. Not bad at all, but you'll want to plant your back foot more firmly on the ground. Also, raise your arm. Duke Richards is much taller than Lady Clare, and you'll want to aim for his heart. Like this? Precisely. Now, once more. You, Mrs. Sinclair, Miss Parsons, practice her shooting stance again and again. After a while, Mrs. Sinclair firmly steps back and smiles. That was perfect. I think you're ready. Duke Richards won't see it coming. Wouldn't he? The terms of the duel are quite clear. Take 10 paces and shoot. That reminds me. But what we still need is... Sinclair retrieves a dueling pistol off the wall and holds it up for the room to see. This, a weapon of choice. Dueling pistol. Ooh, nice. You move closer and run your fingers across a set of initials intricately engraved on the hilt. WFS? weddings featuring silhouettes, or wilting following Shakespeare. Try Walter Fitzwilliam Sinclair. He was an ancestor of mine and the former owner of the pistol. I bet he was a dual champion. Many years ago, he challenged a man after the love of his life was dishonored. The bullet grazed his enemy's hat, and that was enough to force him to concede. He declared that his lucky pistol from that day, and if you trust in it with pure intentions, your aim will be true. Should the possibility of an advantage arise, I wouldn't shy away from it. I would much rather have luck on our side than were against us. Mrs. Sinclair gives Miss Parsons the pistol. She turns it over in her hands, familiarizing herself with it. May I help in your endeavors tomorrow morning, and bring down to Richards like he deserves. Upon my word, sir. Parsons sets the pistol on a nearby desk and glances around the room at everyone around. If you all would be so kind, I have a bit of writing to do and would prefer some privacy. Of course, miss. Take all the time you require. I'll show everyone else the gardens. I've been told the roses are magnificent. I have always wanted to see them. Today is your chance, then. My gardener has outdone himself again. Mrs. Sinclair leads Prince Hammond and Mr. Harper through the parlor doors. You and Briar follow behind, but Miss Parsons calls after you. Claire, wait. Will you remain by my side? I'll make your gifts to the others. Besides, I just had another idea. Briar winks as she closes the door behind her, leaving the two of you alone. And Parsons sits down at the desk and begins scribbling words onto a piece of parchment. You don't need to ask to have me here. What are you writing? My will. I realize that if I should die tomorrow, I don't... Annabelle. I hope not, but I can't say with complete certainty. I want to be prepared. I need to get this on paper, just in case. You sit beside Miss Parsons as she writes furiously on the page, only pausing briefly to dip the quill again. Know that I want everything I have to be yours. There's not much that is strictly mine, seeing as most of it belongs to my father in name. But for what is mine, I can't think of anyone better to share my earthly things with. I am so deeply honored. Miss Parsons cups her cheek. You mean the world to me. I want to share everything I have with you, regardless of what happens tomorrow. Oh, Annabelle, I feel the exact same way. Miss Parsons smiles and continues working on her will. After scribbling a few more lines down, she signs it with a flourish and seals the paper with wax. She closes your hand around the folded paper. I know I can count on you to carry my wishes if I should lose my life. You tuck the will neatly away and reluctantly. You have nothing to worry about, Annabelle. It's safe with me. Thank you, Claire. Just then you hear a knock at the door. Briar pokes her head in. I don't mean to intrude. I just want to check in and see if you're all right. Thank you, Briar, but I think we just finished. I only need to scope out the castle ruins this evening. You walk over to the window and see the sun begin to disappear into the horizon. But the sun's starting to set. It'll be dark by the time you return. You can't possibly go by yourself. It would be dangerous to go alone, which is why I thought you could accompany me, Claire. Oh, in that case... Oh shit, I clicked that too quick, sorry. Excellent. I'll talk to Mrs. Sinclair about the horse and meet you in front of the house. As soon as Miss Parsons leaves the room, Briar sits beside you and nudges you gently. Be frank with me, Claire. How are you doing? Honestly, will I be rid of the Duke, or will Miss Parsons be gone from my life? I know I'm not a fortune teller, but I can assure you that Miss Parsons has a plan no matter the outcome. I know things are tense right now, so I thought something to lift your spirits. I brought something, sorry. Consider it my duty as your best friend. Why am I worried all of a sudden? You shouldn't be. I was just thinking that it's going to be such a cold night all alone with persons, and you never know where the evening will take you. Don't you think you should dress appropriately? Briar unfolds the golden and the kegly embroidered shawl and scarlet dress. You fiddle with the dress, feeling the soft, thick fabric between your fingertips. It's beautiful, Briar, and would certainly keep me warm. Forget that. Miss Parsons wouldn't be able to keep her hands off you in this. Briar. Oh, come on. Oh, come now. Don't tell me you haven't imagined it. You walk across the room, trying to conceal the blush warming your cheeks. Your gaze wanders back to the dress. Well, she would like it. This could be your last night on Earth, don't you think? This could be her last night on Earth, sorry. Don't you think you should leave a lasting impression? Nah, just go the way I am. It is beautiful, though. How much diamonds is it? Oh, yeah, 25. Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. The dress would be rather becoming, but Miss Parsons loves me for me. I don't need a fancy new dress to impress her. Oh, fine. But if she doesn't keep you warm enough tonight, I will have words. You're funny. Immediately inside the front doors, you find Miss Parsons tending to 2 horses. Enjoying yourself, Annabelle? All the more now that you're here. Miss Parsons helped you onto the horse's back before getting onto her own, and the two of you ride off. A short ride later, you and Miss Parsons finally arrive back at the castle ruins. The two of you slide off your horses and roam around the clearing. This is the place. It's so quiet. I'll be but a minute. I just need to count at the paces. You settle down and sit on the larger boulder nearby. Take whatever time you need. I'll make myself comfortable over here. Remind me what I'm fighting for. Miss Parsons begins walking in a straight line from the stone, counting to herself with each step until 18, 19, 20. That'll be the distance between Du Richards and I. Oh, you finished. But perhaps it was too simple. I should count again, just to be certain. Oh, alright. Do what you need to. I'll just be over here. Besides, you want Miss Parsons count out the paces again. 5, 6, 7. 2 hours later, your eyes flutter from exhaustion as you listen to Miss Parsons count the steps over and over. 20. The sun rises from there. I might be blinded, but if there's a strong wind, the tree won't protect me. Once more. 1, 2. Annabelle. You walk over and take Miss Parsons' hand in yours, smiling reassuringly. I have watched you prepare for the past several hours. You have this place memorized. I think you're ready for the morning. But what if I'm not? What if I fail you? Miss Parsons' shoulders slump as she moves away from you. If I don't win, you'll be locked in your engagement and I won't be able to stop it. Listen to me. Everything will work out as long as we have each other. You and I can accomplish anything together. I believe in us. Why don't you? I'm going to stop the video there, guys. As always, stay safe and take care. Bye-bye.